I've designed hundreds of logo types over the past decade, but there's one method I use to get the best results: brush lettering. If you're part of the original crew on this channel, you'll know that I did a lot of hand lettering and brush calligraphy. So today I'm going to give you a beginner's guide to brush calligraphy and how that can help you with logo design. Okay, so first of all, what do we use? Well, I use most of the time this pen here. It doesn't look like anything special, but it's a brush pen. It's just called the Paterson brush pen. Now it may look similar to just a normal marker, but with every brush pen, what we want is the ability to have thin strokes and thick strokes, like so. What a brush pen does is it allows you to apply pressure onto the pen to change the thickness. Now, a lot of the time brush pens aren't very good at this because they sort of wear out, and a real brush wears out too much. So what we want is a brush pen that has a consistent base, and this does really well, and it fits in the hand nice, and it's very cheap. Now if you want this brush pen, I'll link them down below, but there's a few others that you could get. Okay, the first thing you need to know about brush pens is how to use them. Now we sit normally, I like to sort of tilt the paper to the side like this because this allows me to write at an angle. Now the trick with a brush pen is knowing when the thicks are thick and the thins are thin. So there's this drill that we can do. This drill essentially is the up-down drill. So what I first want you to do is on the down strokes coming towards you, I want you to push down, and you're pushing down at the side of the pen like this. And I want you to sort of push down at the same angle, try and keep them quite consistent like so. Now the paper that I'm using is quite soft, and this is a Rhodia paper, dot grid, and that just helps me grid things up and keep consistent. Once you've done this a few times and you've got a consistent thickness going down, we want to do the opposite and go up. So down below I'm going to go up and just do a few of these, but on the up we are not pushing, we are applying no pressure at all, and we're trying to keep it to the same angle. What this is doing is it's training you for a drill we're about to do, which is how brush pens work. Essentially, everything that goes upwards is thin and everything that comes down is thick. That is the system, that is the key. If I was to draw, let's say, the word minimum, every time I come down, it's thick, and when I go up, it's thin. That's what gives us the consistency that we're looking for in a brush pen. It's that system. So now that we've got this drill sorted, what I want you to do next is we're going to apply these together. First of all, we're going to do it quite simply. The best way of me showing you this is simply by coming up and down, up and down, up and down. And we're creating these sort of arrows. That's nice. Up, light, pressure, down. Now when we're applying pressure, we're not actually applying pressure down on the pen like this. We're applying pressure to the side of the pen. Now, something else I like to teach is that my hand doesn't move, my arm moves when I go up. Like my whole wrist is moving, and I'm applying pressure down with my hand, not onto the pen. That just makes it so that you get these nice consistent lines. Once you've done this and you're kind of happy with it, it might take a minute to get that contrast in there. We're going to move on to the next drill, which is to essentially do the same thing, but we're going to add a roundness to it. So we're going to go up and down. Now we do this and it can get a bit hard, but just stick with it. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And we just continually do this. We're looking for significantly consistent angles and thickness. We want every single one to be just like the other. So you see now we don't have a sharp corner. We actually just have like a really nice consistent angle coming down. Okay, what now? Well, we go into the next drill, and I promise you this is one of the final drills to learn the brush pen. We go on to joining everything together. This is bringing it all together as one. So we're going to come up, start on the up, down, and we're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. And then if you go a bit spicier, if you've got the cojones, just go up and down, and it gets harder and harder as you go. I sort of limit it to 3. Now what this is doing is it's training your brain that when you have an upstroke, you're automatically going thin. So when you see me doing brush lettering or someone else, their muscle memory is telling them how much pressure to put on that pen. It gets to the point where you don't really think about it anymore. So I could go very consistent on this actually. Now, the sponsor of this video, Squarespace, is amazing, not only because they allow you to create professional looking websites with their award-winning templates that you can fully customize, but because I personally believe that every single person should have a creative corner, their own bespoke corner of the internet where social media restrictions don't apply, where you can brand it the way you want, choose the colors that you want, the layout. Squarespace allows you to do all of that without needing to know code or be a web design wizard. Now, if you want 10% off Squarespace, whether that's on your domain when you go there, or 10% off your first purchase of whatever you want from Squarespace, then use my code or just click the link down below in the description. Whether you want to create an online blog for your case studies, open a shop to sell resources like Procreate lettering brushes, or a design portfolio trying to get clients, Squarespace has it all. So Squarespace, thank you so much for sponsoring the video. Okay, now that we have that, what we're going to look for is to create some letter forms. So the letter forms are essentially in different directions. So how do we create, let's say, the letter N? Well, the letter N is essentially the downstroke, the up, down, and up, like so. Down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the construction of the letter N. Now, the cool thing about learning the letter N as the base letter is that you can actually create a load more letters just from this one. We have actually created the I, which is the down and the up with a little dot. We've actually created the H, which is just a higher N. We've created the V. We've created a Y and a U. I'm going to leave a worksheet down below for you so you can work on top of it. So now that we've done the drills, what these allow you to do is understand how letter forms are created. So I write the word minimum a lot, and there's a reason for this. Using those drills of up and down, we can actually use them for the word M, I, N, and then we just repeat the process, and a U is a backwards N basically, or just two I's. And the goal of writing the word minimum is to make it look all consistent all the way through. It's very difficult to do, but you can do it with practice. Here's some other words that you could try practicing as well. Animal. So with an A, we come up and down, pretty straightforward. We stick to the same angle, and I, M, here we go. An A is a circle one, but then we put another I in, and an L. This is one specific style, there's many more, but the trick is to make everything consistent. You see all these lines? These are all on the same angle. We want everything to be on the same baseline, and this is what gives it that professional look. Now, if you're struggling with anything, it's probably the connector piece. So if you're struggling to create an N like so, it's probably here that you're struggling because it probably looks a bit like, you know, that, and it's coming up a bit too soon. Keep practicing your drill up and down like so. Try and keep it nice and wavy. Remember to use your arm and not your wrist or your hand like this. We write like this, but when we're doing calligraphy, it's on the side, like so, that the brush pen is stroking the side. Another good word is number. Now, you're probably wondering how large the letters are in correspondence. Well, there's a little trick we can work out as well. If we wanted to, we could take 5 of these sort of brush strokes here and bring them together like so to create the ultimate cap height here, which is where like ascenders basically go. Just go a bit below that for the smaller letter forms on the X height. So here's lighthouse. You see, everything follows a system. An H is just an N with a tall part. An O, we're just going to do this O here. Create the connector. An S is probably the most tricky one to do, especially at this angle with the camera. Now, there's a couple of ways that we can do the letter R. Normally, you would write an R kind of like that, where it comes up. But in calligraphy, we can do basically half an N. So we can come down like a normal N. When we come back up, we just come down and come back up halfway down. There's one R. To give you context, we'll just write the word right. And that might be good when the word starts with the letter R. It gives it a better look. However, when we have a word where it's at the end or there's a connector before it, it's always easier to use this sort of R here where we come up and down again. Or we do this. There's plenty of ways we can do this letter R. It's kind of a squiggle. Pressure on, off, pressure on. But this comes from the idea of coming back, up and around. There's another letter R. It looks a bit odd. But if I write the word number again, which is a great practice word, that's what it'll look like. So the goal now is to keep going with these drills. With the O's, we can go a bit larger if we wanted to, if it's easier. So there's an O, an O, an O. And it'll never be perfect, so don't worry about it. You'll never get the perfect one, but we want it to look consistent. Part of the crazy cool thing about calligraphy is that it's those little imperfections that make it look nice. It's the character behind it. Another way to do an O is, instead of starting from here, which we normally do for an A, so we come down here, is to start on the opposite way. So we start here, where we go like so, and we wrap it around, and this is just a bit more of a characteristical O. Let me just do this. Now the main differences between this style and this style is at the N obviously is a bit thicker because I'm drawing it smaller, but it also has a bit more of a curve at the top rather than having it like quite sharp. Sharp lettering or sharp calligraphy is actually a lot easier to learn. Now if you wanted to get this to be straight, kind of like the word Instagram, it's a great word to practice with. The same principles apply, but instead of using an angle, we sort of just use the vertical axis to create a nice bouncy sort of text. I know it's like completely off angle there to the page, but that's fine. So the main things to remember is do your drills. Do these, and get that into your muscle memory. Then go ahead and look at other fonts or lettering artists and see how they create their N's, their D's. A great control letter is the letter N. This is what can dictate how a lettering piece or a lettering style will look. So even just writing the word name in a nice soft way, and then in a nice hard way, can you see the visual style? It's not perfect, but there you go. Friendly, a bit more hype beastie. So that is how you get started with the pen tool. That is just the beginning though. Try lettering out your own name. Stick with words that are simple, that allow you to use the letter N a lot. Things with the letter S, just kind of practice with the letter S like so. There's so many different ways of doing it, but the main thing is to get that muscle memory into your mind, so you're not worried about where things should be thick and where things should be thin. It just happens naturally. If you enjoyed this video, then please press that red subscribe button and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon. Goodbye.